Picture a bathroom. The main water line just burst, and water is spraying everywhere. Now imagine trying to fix that disaster by waving a plastic toy magic wand at it. That sounds ridiculous, but right now, millions of people are treating artificial intelligence exactly like that toy wand. We see ads promising that a $20 AI subscription will instantly generate thousands of dollars a month while we sleep. These promises have gotten so out of hand that the Federal Trade Commission recently launched a sweeping crackdown. They are actively targeting operations that use the hype around AI to deceive people with unrealistic income claims. The reality is much more grounded. Artificial intelligence is incredibly powerful, but it does not cast spells. It is simply a tool. It is a highly efficient, super fast wrench. And just like in the physical world, buying a shiny new wrench does not automatically turn you into a master mechanic. You still have to know how to use it. And more importantly, you still need to find customers who actually need something fixed. So how are people trying to use this wrench right now? The most common approach is the publish and pray method. Someone uses an AI program to churn out hundreds of cheap digital art pieces or generic blog posts, uploads them to an online store, and waits for buyers to show up. This strategy relies on being the first person to flood a market with cheap goods. But there is a fatal flaw here. When anyone in the world can generate the exact same image in 3 seconds for pennies, that temporary advantage disappears. The value of that raw, unedited work drops to zero. If you try to sell a generic AI design for $5 or a piece of AI copywriting for $15, you are entering a race you cannot win. You are competing against millions of other people trying to be the absolute cheapest option. You might see posts boasting about making $10,000 in a week. They show gross revenue, but once you subtract massive ad spend to get clicks and heavy monthly software fees, that towering profit gets crushed down to almost nothing. Major platforms like Google and YouTube are also actively pushing back. They have strict rules against scaled, low-effort content. If a system detects you are just mass-producing raw AI material without adding any human value, your content gets hidden. Generating endless amounts of content without a specific audience in mind is guaranteed to fail. It is the equivalent of standing on an empty street corner holding your wrench, shouting into the void, hoping someone will walk by and hand you money. There is a better way to do this. The people actually generating consistent income with artificial intelligence all follow one rule. They find a highly specific, painful problem for a specific person. Let's look at a concrete example. Imagine a local real estate office or a dental clinic. The owner is drowning in manual paperwork. They spend hours every week just copying data from emails into scheduling software or typing up the exact same reports. You do not go to that business owner and offer to sell them AI. Instead, you look at the exact task they repeat the most. Then you use your tools to build a custom, automated system that handles that specific chore for them. When you present the solution this way, the client stops caring about which software you used. They stop looking at the price and start looking at the hours they get back. They are happily paying you because you just gave them 5 hours of their week back, every single week. Think of your progress like a staircase. On the first step at the bottom, you start with a single custom project for a flat fee. You build their tool, you solve their immediate problem, and you prove your worth. Once that trust is established, you move up to the next step. Technology requires updates, tweaks, and maintenance as their business grows, so you turn that single project into an ongoing monthly fee to keep their systems running smoothly. Notice what matters here. The variable that determines your financial success is not the brand of AI software you subscribe to. It is entirely based on how clearly you define the problem you are solving. We also need to be honest about how long this takes. Building a completely faceless YouTube channel or a website that earns commissions for recommending products can eventually work, but the true timeline is rarely discussed. For content-based projects, there is a brutal gap between days 60 and 90 where you are putting in maximum effort and seeing $0 in return. Most people quit right there. In reality, building an audience that actually pays you requires 12 to 18 months of weekly, consistent effort. If you have a full-time job, a family, and limited hours in the evening, you do not have 18 months to wait for a payout. Offering a direct service to a specific business owner is the only realistic way a beginner can generate significant income in their first 30 days. So here is your immediate next step. Close the tabs reviewing different software tools. Stop worrying about which AI program to buy first. Instead, start researching the local businesses right in your own community to figure out what their daily administrative bottlenecks are. Building a business with artificial intelligence is entirely possible, but you must stop searching for a magical treasure map that does the work for you. Find a real problem, pick up the wrench, and go fix a pipe.